Guys, hello and welcome back to another episode of Hard Knocks Performance. On today's episode, what I'm going to be showing you guys is a cold air intake upgrade that we're going to do to Subaruby. So rather than just installing the cold air intake, we want to actually put a little bit of science behind it to see if it actually makes a difference. So what we have is a thermocouple that we're going to use to measure the outdoor temperature, like in the engine compartment. And I also have this really cool wireless OBD2 connector. And using the app, it's really cool. You can actually select what pieces of information you want to be exported or displayed on the graph. So as I'm driving her, I can measure the air intake, the flow rate, and then also the temperature. So I'm going to be doing that before, so without the cold air intake, and then after to see if it actually makes a difference. Alright, so before we go ahead and jump into the video, please take a moment to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also feel free to comment down below if you have any video ideas or if there's anything you'd like me to go over. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So for the experiment, what we're going to use is these K-type thermocouples. So we're going to just tape one end to the air intake. So one here and then another one at the top of the hood that'll measure the general engine compartment temperature. Alright, so we've wired her up. We have one thermocouple at the air intake, so right down here. Just make sure that we taped the wire so that it doesn't get damaged or anything like that. And then same thing with the one at the hood pad. So those are our two locations for the experiment. Okay, she's all wired up. Now we just have to connect it to the actual reader. Positive, negative, this way. Positive, negative, positive, negative, this way. So, as wired, TI1 is going to be for the air intake and TI2 is going to be for the hood pad. So currently TI1 is at 66, like oscillating right around 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and TI2 is 62 degrees Fahrenheit. So, well, they're actually starting to settle in a little close to each other, but once we run the engine, we'll see what the temperature difference is and go from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have the wireless OBD2 all hooked up, so I'm just opening the apps page so I can click the logs, and from here I'm going to specify the pieces of information I want to record during this run. So I've added the vehicle speed, the mass airflow rate, and also the air intake temperature. So I'm just going to click the run button and it'll record the data as I drive. Just leave that there. Goodbye, Apple. All right, so we have just completed our initial run where we took the temperature readings of the current air intake. So now here we have the Takeda Cold Air Intake. I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like before we go ahead and install it. More power. Oh, what's in here? Oh wow. Little bracket for it. Huh! Very presumptuous of them, huh? They included some little stickers. Very nice, very nice. We'll see. I'm not sold in that license plate bracket. But yeah, that's all we have. So now that we've laid out all the components, what we're gonna do is start doing some of the initial work that needs to be done. So disconnecting some of the sensors and just starting to disassemble the air intake that it currently has so we can make room for the upgrades. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the mass airflow sensor, and then from there we're going to go ahead and start loosening some of these components so we can remove the air filter. So a little too aggressive with that. Okay, that's pretty loose. Down there. Can I use this? now that we've disassembled the old air intake system in Subaruby, what we're going to do is we're going to start to assemble the upgraded parts. So here we have the housing for it. So I'm going to take this piece here. Just going to go like so. That goes there. So these are little fasteners for it. So it currently looks like on my end. I just want to hand start them. And then I'll go back in with the Allen wrench. Okay. Secured. Two. And three. Okay, so we're just going to secure this. Okay, next we have these little clips here that just go on the side. Ta-da! Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and remove the mass airflow sensor from the original airbox and move it over to the Takeda. So okay. Okay, so I just want to make sure that it's in a good orientation where the female end of the connector is going to actually be able to reach. So from here, looks like it would be okay. Yeah, I guess that's the only way it can really go. So I'll go ahead and I'll take the new fasteners. Nice. There it goes. And I just need these clips. Just gonna push them up. And I think that's it. So now that we've gone ahead and buttoned her up, and now we need to take some measurements and collect the data to see how much of a difference the cold air intake does. So we're gonna go ahead and take Subaruby for a nice little cruise around the block, and from there we'll look at the data from before and after, and we'll come back with the results. So let's go ahead. I'm running low on fuel. You need 2 for the combustion equation. Is it here that I turned? I think so. Alright guys, we are back in the studio, and I have taken the data and put it into Excel. That way we could stratify the data and really focus in on comparable windows, focusing on like comparable RPM ranges and things of that nature. And in doing so, for the OEM stock air intake, we were averaging right around 78 degrees Fahrenheit for the air temperature, and with the Takeda air temperature we were right around 76. So not a drastic difference in the temperature. I guess I'll take it.
Same thing with the mass airflow rate. It was pretty negligible, right around a 2% difference. And overall, I didn't get the results I thought I would, especially after hearing the difference. So that is really where the key distinctions I found to be between original and with the upgrade. So we'll go ahead and roll footage showing you what the engine compartment outside of the vehicle sounded like on the road. So we'll go ahead and play that footage now. Okay, now what we're gonna do is roll the footage showing you what the engine compartment sounded like with the Takeda Cold Air exhaust. So we'll go ahead and play that footage also. All right, so now that you've heard the before and after, I'm hoping you were able to hear the differences with the original air intake. The noises that you could predominantly pick up on is wind noise and road noise and things of that nature. However, with the Takeda Cold Air Intake, you could really hear like the engine compartment roaring, and I love that. So from a sound perspective, she sounds really great. So if you weren't able to pick up on those things, I'll go ahead and play them back to back, and then that should give you a little bit of, I guess, calibrate your ears a little bit more to hear the things that I was hearing. So we'll go ahead and play the back-to-back footage. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to go over in this video. I had a lot of fun doing this upgrade and definitely love the way that Subaruby sounds now. So I'm happy, and hopefully you guys were able to find this content helpful. And yeah, so thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you.